In news that should realistically surprise absolutely no one, Netmarble have royally screwed over not only their players, but also their game, as Ni no Kuni Crossworlds has officially gone pay to play. And not in the traditional sense, rather, you now have to pay to actually bypass the inane queues that you're put into due to the excessive bots that have completely overrun the game as a direct result of the play-to-earn business model that it has now adopted. Yes, it is really that bad, despite the White Knights claiming the contrary. And it gets worse. Quick shout out to our patrons over on Patreon. This allows you to directly support us if you're interested. Every patron will have their name appear at the beginning of every single YouTube video, and you'll be immortalized in the MMO genre forever. So I originally covered this over on my secondary STIX channel because honestly, that's where I cover topics like this every day. Things that don't necessarily fall into the MMO category. But after seeing it get worse over the last 24 hours, I feel the need to bring this to the attention of the larger audience on this channel. So you're probably looking at the title of this video and you're thinking to yourself, oh God, what happened this time? The last time we discussed Ni no Kuni Crossworlds, I exposed various nefarious activities that they were engaged in. Things like holding an event via Discord that required players leave fake positive reviews on the Google Play Store, which, FYI, is against Google's terms of service. Like removing the Discord channel and the event from public view after I called them out on this. But this is a whole new low. On screen right now, you'll see an image taken 2 days ago. Oh, queue times? You know what, that's a positive sign. That means that there's a mass surge in activity. And you would be correct in assuming that to be the case. And for all intents and purposes, that is in fact the case. However, there are less players actually playing the game in the last few days than ever before. So how do we make sense of that? Easy. Netmarble's inclusion of play to earn. Here's what happens when you introduce the ability for bots to farm money in a video game. Mir 4 shot up to over 90,000 concurrent players on Steam alone. This is completely disregarding the concurrent player numbers for mobile, and months later still retains more concurrent players than Swords of Legends, Elion, PSO2 New Genesis, New World, and Bless Unleashed combined. It's natural that bots would flock to Ni no Kuni. It is a new game with a very large player base, and it's the perfect grounds to make absolute ludicrous amounts of money. Players were complaining 2 days ago that queue times were at approximately 800 to 1,000, and they had to wait, 45 minutes, an hour and a half to log into the game, a game that, by the way, largely plays itself. Then this morning, queues shot up to over 1,100, and this evening, over 2,000. Real, actual players are being prevented from logging in and playing their game because Netmarble is catering to bot farmers. You'd be well within your right to assume this is just Netmarble being greedy. But this is not them being greedy. You want to know what is them being greedy? Currently in-game, there exists something called the Daily Adventurer Pass. This pass costs $7.99 and allows for players to be put into a premium queue that only paying customers have access to. What this means is that bots are given access to servers, taking up slots that real players could be using to play the game. And instead of directly addressing this by, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, maybe expanding server capacity or introducing a few additional servers to alleviate some of the stress on current servers, they introduce a paid workaround. Players can now pay to get placed into queues that get priority. Free players might be number 2,346 in queue, but if you pay $8 a month, well then you can get in no problem. It's an express, a priority pass like what is used at Disney or any amusement park really. People that pay money get given access to things that us lower class players don't. The actual game. And it's inexcusable. This premium queue is something that free players will never have access to, with free players being left to suffer. I genuinely wish I were making this up. Netmarble just don't give two shits about those of us that aren't paying them money. You can sit in queues that last several hours. What's it to them? Bots are farming money, their player numbers are reaching new peaks every day, more players are paying to bypass queues, and their earnings are likely higher than ever. Queue times are continuing to worsen as more and more players are made aware of the situation. Why would they want to log out of the game when they might not be able to log back in the same day? This has led players to refuse to log out, only worsening queue times further than they already are. People are greedy. They don't want to lose their spot. Final Fantasy XIV's new Endwalker expansion is proof of that. People are setting up bots, they're setting up plugins. Heck, there are some people that had physical objects placed at their PC to move their character every X amount of minutes so they wouldn't get timed out. Our time is precious and we should not be inhibited from playing a game that we're enjoying to cater to bots or paying players. Netmarble is ruining their game. They've taken something that had the potential to be an incredible game and absolutely destroyed it. Evidently, they're more concerned with the short-term return on investment than the long-term sustainability of the game, which is a damn shame. Honestly, this is kinda laughable to me, and I look forward to what they screw up next. What a company. Man, imagine what they're going to do with the 7 Deadly Sins Origin game. That game is dead on arrival, along with Solo Leveling, Artho Chronicles, and all of their other upcoming titles.